Chal, a 1-0 defeat to Maidstone today. Was that the worst performance of the season?
No, I don't think the worst performance of the season. Were they better than us, and did we deserve anything from the game? No, I don't think we did. But I don't think it was the worst performance for us. Ultimately, we were beaten by a team that ran more than us in the first half. The front five, well, two midfielders that were joining in, and the front three were a real threat, and we didn't match that. And ultimately, if you don't do that and do the horrible bits, it doesn't matter whether you're playing on a flat surface or not. You're not going to win a football match, and we haven't.
Would you say it was just a difference down to the lack of chances created today? Maidstone just worked hard on us?
Yes. I don't look. You look at they've come and knocked the ball in behind and chased lost causes and competed for first balls and won second balls and played at a real tempo. Now we've not done that. The experienced players we have on the pitch haven't done enough to manage the game, because ultimately, like I say, if you're going to play a technical team on the surface, the technical players need to do something else. They can't just be technical players that just play when we have the ball. They've got to be, like I said, they've got to be more than that. And again, it was match systems. I think you look at individual battles, we didn't win enough individual battles. I think from the first half to the half time, maybe Jack Muldoon, maybe half and half with his man. Everywhere else over the pitch they won it. I suppose from their perspective and Jay's perspective, I think you'd be wondering where that performance has been for them, because again, if they'd have produced that application, that effort, that verve, if you like, throughout the course of the season, I think they'd be up challenging, because it's difficult to play against. They got the crowd in. I think it was, like I say, great atmosphere. The crowd got behind them, and it made it really, really tough. We lacked quality without question, and I suppose we were just looking for a break. Second half, it was an improvement, let's say, on the first half, but in my opinion, it couldn't have got much worse than what the first half was.
The winning goal for Maidstone came from an error from the back. You brought Simon Grandoff and brought up Jake Hall. He's been phased into the first team a bit more in recent weeks. We see Jake starting against Challinor.
Listen, we'll see. Ultimately, we'll go through today's performance on Monday. We'll see how we're going to play against Challinor again. Every game's a different challenge. Ultimately, listen, I've said it before, but when you've had first half performances like that, I probably could have made 7 changes, if I'm perfectly honest. But people out there on the pitch, you've got to be. We've enough experience out there to deal with things, and potentially we've got players on that pitch who think they've got a chance of playing in the Football League. Well, I suggest they need to be better than what they were there, because you can't rely on others. You've got to, I suppose, recognise at times when you're under pressure, and see it through. Like I say, we got to half time 1-0, which was very, very fortunate in my listen. Sorry, 1 goal behind. Could we have scored a couple? Yeah, I thought we had some good opportunities on the break, and if we'd have gone in at half time 4-3 down, would it have been a reflection? Yeah, probably would have, in terms of how open the game was. Second half, like I say, we were a little bit better, but we didn't have the required quality to create any clear-cut, glaring opportunities. I think we've had maybe 1 or 2, but like I say, it couldn't be much worse than the first half.
In the last 2 games, Danny Rose come off with about 20 minutes to go. Is that just down to fatigue? He's played a lot of football this year.
He has played a lot of football, but ultimately, again, you have to have standards, and this is a pitch where you need to get around the pitch, and if people aren't working or things aren't going, you have to try and make changes. I wouldn't be doing myself or my squad justice if I'm going to leave forwards sat on the bench when others aren't looking at making any headway in a game. 2 different circumstances, I suppose. Tuesday was a really, really heavy pitch, and we've said before that the central role, if you like, on your own is a tough one, and you've got to give as much as you can for as long as you can. It looks a bit leggy. Ultimately, it's our responsibility to make sure we get players around him. And we just thought, like I say, today, especially when we were going, I suppose, back to front a little bit more, Blinks would be more of a threat, and we could try and get bodies around him with Toogs and Jack and Johnny and James to a certain degree. It hasn't worked. So we it's been a tough week. It's been like I say, a long week. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, like I say, because I never will. Ultimately, today was about, and again, another challenge about finding a way. And if we couldn't win, make sure we didn't lose the game, and we weren't able to do either.
I guess one positive we can take from today is that although we lost, 3 of the 4 teams directly below us also lost today.
I've always said I'll look at. I'm not seeing any results. I don't care, to be honest. I'm not in a state of mind now that particularly makes me bothered about other teams have done. I'm disappointed we've lost. I'm very angry about our performance, because that's the emotion of football. Probably after a few beers on the way home, I might simmer down a little bit and reflect on what we've done not just over the past week, over the course of the season, but we've given ourselves a real opportunity. It's much better, like I say, when you take care of your business first and foremost, and then you can look at what other teams do. Unfortunately today we haven't taken care of our stuff. The fact that other results have gone our way, if you like, sometimes make it better, sometimes make it worse, because you'll always sit around and think, if we'd have won, it we'd have been this, that and the other. Like I say, we ultimately, I thought we needed, before today's game, we needed to win 2 games. That's still the aim. We've got 2 games left. We're going to try and win both of them, and if that's good enough, great. If it takes less than that, like I say, I'll still be a happy man, but I'd rather us take care of our stuff than rely on others.
Looking ahead to next Saturday, it's the final home game of the regular league season against Challinor Moors, a team that have hit form towards the end of the season. Are you expecting another tough game against them?
Yeah, really tough game. I spoke to Jay earlier. They obviously went there on Tuesday. Basically said if they'd have had the team they had now at the start of the season, they wouldn't be in the position that they're in. It's a really tough league, a really tough league, and there's no givens. I think sometimes when you come to games on the back of winning 4 on the bounce, I've said it before, but expectation can almost become entitlement, and there's a given that, oh yeah, let's turn up and roll Maidstone over. I knew today would be really tough, and on Tuesday would be really tough, and there's no different Saturday. It's going to be like I say, a really tough game. Like I said, I don't know how results have gone. Solihull, in my opinion, are virtually safe now, so can come and play and do what they do. But ultimately, regardless of what's on the line in terms of points, players are playing for their futures, and they'll want to prove to point, whether it's to managers, whether it's to different clubs, whether other suitors that may be in the stands watching. Your professional pride gives you that, so I expect a really tough game. Like I say, another challenge, but hopefully we can bounce back, as we have done really well this year, and go and pick up 3 points next Saturday.